Tom, I made dinner so you don't need to eat out tonight.
Oh, did ya?
Yeah, are you coming home soon? The food's almost ready.
Oh, you shouldn't have. You didn't need to cook for me.
I wanted to. I made your favorites tonight. Or are you going to be late again?
Yeah, sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I won't be home for dinner.
Oh, okay. You've been working late every day this week.
That's what happens when you have deadlines. You know how it is.
I understand, but maybe you could let me know earlier? It sucks to cook all the food just to put away everything in the fridge and eat alone. It's frustrating.
Well, that's not always possible, you know that.
Is there anything going on? You've been coming home late for months now.
What's the big deal? You're pregnant and your cooking's been pretty basic lately anyway.
I know I haven't been cooking much lately, but that's because of the morning sickness.
Exactly.
But I'm feeling better now. That's why I wanted to cook for you tonight.
You don't need to push yourself. Just rest and do what you can. Don't stress out.
I'm not pushing myself. I miss our dinner times together. I feel like we never have time together, and I miss you too.
We can just eat together another time. It's not that serious.
Well, I think my morning sickness is gone now, and I've been feeling better, like back to normal almost. So this is me trying to put in more effort for us. I'd really like you to come home for dinner. We barely talk anymore. I want to have dinner with you like we used to. Is that so crazy?
Stop making this into such a big deal. I'm already tired and busy with work.
Well, I'm sorry, but it feels like a big deal to me.
You just end up in bed the moment you do anything, always complaining about being tired or feeling heavy. When I come home tired from work, I don't really want to hear all that whining.
I don't mean to complain. I just want to share things with you. I'm sorry that's how I sound to you, but I just wanted you to know how I'm doing.
You want to share that you're tired again? I don't need to know you're tired. That's ridiculous.
That's not fair. I'm carrying our baby. It really is not easy. I wish you knew.
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't trying to complain. If I made you feel bad, I'm sorry.
Whatever. I don't really want to hear it anymore.
Okay, but can we talk about this?
Talk about what, though? There's nothing to talk about. Look, you're due soon. Why don't you just focus on yourself and the baby instead of me? I don't want you blaming me later if housework or cooking gets too much for you.
I'm not blaming you for anything. Why are you so mean to me? I feel like you are being so offensive lately. I don't know what I can do to make you feel at ease with me.
I'm not trying to be mean, but every time you tell me about how you're feeling, it just sounds like you're complaining to me, and I'm too tired for that.
You know what? Don't you think you're being kind of harsh lately? What's wrong? What is going on?
Nothing is wrong. I don't think so. You're the pregnant one. Maybe you're just being too sensitive about everything. Maybe you're overthinking.
You think so? I don't think I am overthinking. But I mean, I don't know, I guess.
Yeah, you probably have that pregnancy depression thing. You seem really emotionally unstable lately, so it could just be because of pregnancy. Maybe you don't realize it.
I've been trying so hard to keep things normal between us. I just miss us. We don't spend quality time together anymore.
Well, you're not doing a great job on that.
I didn't mean to come across that way, but you seem so cold lately, and it's making me anxious.
See, you're overthinking everything, and I really don't like it when you get all confrontational like this.
I'm not trying to be confrontational.
But you are.
I just miss how we used to be. That's all I'm saying.
Things change when you're pregnant. Deal with it.
But you used to be so caring about my pregnancy. When we first found out, you said you do all the housework. Now you make snide comments just when I ask you to pick up groceries.
That was before I realized how dramatic you'd get.
How am I being dramatic?
By having this conversation right now, I'm busy too. Besides, you were doing plenty of stuff after your morning sickness ended.
Because I wanted help. I didn't want to stay in bed all day. You don't seem to know, but I try to do all the housework when I feel okay.
Then don't complain about it. I don't want to hear that anymore. I think pregnant women shouldn't stress themselves out. You're carrying the baby, and I think you should just relax. Just don't worry about me.
How can I not worry when you're acting like this toward me?
Like what exactly?
Like you don't want to be around me anymore.
You're being dramatic again.
Am I though? I'm saying I am not trying to complain and I miss you and us. That's all I want. Oh, by the way, Chef Martinez dropped off some pre-made sides today.
Martinez from that restaurant where you used to work?
Yes, he was going to be in the neighborhood and he kindly brought us some sides. Isn't that nice of him?
He just happened to be in the neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, he gave me like 3 different dishes.
He must be such a nice guy.
He's just being kind because I'm pregnant. This is so I don't have to worry about making food and we can have food ready in minutes. He is such a thoughtful guy.
Sure he is.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
Don't be like that.
Be like what? You started talking about him, so you're still in contact with that guy?
He's just my former boss, Tom. Let it go.
Who apparently makes house calls now.
He does this for all his employees when they're expecting. He is literally just being super nice.
How convenient.
Don't say it like that. You used to love his cooking too. I don't know why you have to be like that. So rude.
I only said that because you worked there. He's all right. There were plenty of chefs at that level anywhere.
Seriously, why are you being like this? I don't appreciate this at all.
Being like what?
Acting jealous over nothing. He was kind and nice to us, but you are jealous, and you don't like the fact he brought food for us. Us.
I'm not jealous.
Are you not? It definitely feels like you are.
Interesting how you always defend that guy but only have criticism for me.
I'm not defending anyone. I just don't understand why you're upset.
Who said I'm upset?
Your messages make it pretty clear.
Whatever.
I'm not defending anyone. Tom, what's really going on? Our baby's due any day now. I don't like where we are right now. Why are you pulling away? You need to talk to me. The baby is gonna be here soon. You used to be excited about the baby. What is happening?
Things change.
What things?
Everything.
I don't want our baby to arrive when we're like this. I want them to come to parents who are happy together.
We were happy before you got pregnant.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Forget it. I think you're just acting weird.
How am I acting weird?
By making everything into a big deal.
So everything's my fault?
You said it, not me.
I can't believe you're acting this way, right when I'm pregnant and before the baby is born.
My break's over. Instead of complaining, why don't you take a nap or do something to refresh yourself?
You always do this.
Do what?
Avoid real conversations.
I'm not doing anything. I'm saying I have to go and you should do your thing too.
If you're going to act like this when you get home, I don't even want to talk.
Fine by me.
Really? That's all you have to say?
What else is there to say?
Maybe that you care about your pregnant wife?
Yeah, I don't have time for your drama. I have to get back to work.
Tom, are you not coming to visit again today?
Work's busy and visiting hours end at 8:30. Won't make it.
You could come during your lunch break.
I can't. That's when I have meetings. I can't just leave the office.
The nurses keep asking about you.
Tell them I'm working.
Everyone else's partners manage to visit. Why haven't you?
Not everyone works as much as I do. Maybe they don't work. Maybe they're taking leave.
You've only visited once since I gave birth. I'm being discharged tomorrow.
Oh, right.
And that's all you have to say?
What do you want me to say?
Maybe say that you can't wait for us to come back home tomorrow. Maybe ask how your daughter is doing.
How is she?
Now you're just asking because I mentioned it.
She's in good hands with you and the nurses. I don't have to worry about her. Besides, if anything is wrong, you or the nurses will let me know.
You don't even care. What's happening with you? This isn't normal. You haven't even helped choose our daughter's name. She is our baby. Why don't you care? You are pulling away.
You can pick whatever name you want. I said I'll let you decide.
You are her father. You should want to get involved, not just let me do everything like you don't care.
I said you can choose, that's all I said.
What happened to you? You were so excited about naming the baby when I first got pregnant.
That was different.
How was it different?
It just was. Yeah, well, it seems like too much work now.
Too much work to name your own child?
You're better at that stuff anyway. Oh, don't file the birth certificate yet.
Why not?
Not until I give the okay to the name. I want to know beforehand.
Since when do you need to approve the name? I thought you didn't care.
We wouldn't want a weird name, right? Just want to check it first.
I was thinking of naming her Emma.
That sounds okay. Go ahead with that name if you want.
You said you loved that name before.
Did I? I don't remember saying that, but okay, it's a cute name.
Your parents came to visit today. They gave me some money for the baby. Make sure you thank them.
They didn't need to do that, but I guess it's their way of showing they care. At least we can put that in our savings account.
What do you mean, our account?
Just being practical.
Don't you think we should keep that aside for his own account?
Well, if we need to, we can use the money then.
I would never do that. If I use it, it'll only be for the baby's needs.
Whatever.
I wish you were here to see her. She looks just like you, you know.
Does she, though? She doesn't look like me at all. She looked weird when I saw her.
Oh my gosh, how can you say that? Didn't you think our daughter was cute when you saw her? I thought your attitude might improve once the baby was born.
Maybe the mother feels like a parent right away since the baby's been inside her for months, but for me, this is just some person who suddenly appeared. It's different for guys.
You saw every ultrasound picture. It's not like I was pregnant all of a sudden.
That's different. I wasn't the one being pregnant, so it's different for me.
How?
It just is. Ask any guy.
We watched her grow in my belly together. Sure, becoming a father immediately might be hard, and I know I'm not a perfect mother yet either, but isn't the willingness to try being a parent is what matters?
Wow, having a baby hasn't made you any more stable. Great.
What's that supposed to mean?
Exactly what I said.
You're the one making me this way. Why are you being so mean to me? You haven't been nice to me for months. She is our baby, Tom. I'm just asking you to get involved a little more.
Right. Everything's my fault.
There you go, deflecting responsibility again.
Deflecting? Whatever you say, I'm still at work, so I'll talk later.
When exactly is later? I need you to talk to me now. The baby is already here, and I cannot wait for your later anymore.
I don't know.
Tom, seriously, let's get this right at least. We are coming home tomorrow. You haven't forgotten to set up the crib and everything, right? Did you get everything ready for us to come home to? Diapers, wipes, bottles? Even if you don't feel like a parent yet, we can work on that together. Please, I need you to step up.
I already got them. They're all good.
Tom, I'm sorry. It took longer than expected to get the baby to sleep, so I haven't made dinner yet. We might have to have a late dinner tonight. I'm sorry. Just wanted to give you a heads up.
It's fine. I'll eat out.
I can make something quick. Just wanted to let you know the timeline.
Don't bother.
Are you not coming home?
Nope.
The baby needs her father.
No, she doesn't, and I never plan to again.
What do you mean?
Because that kid you had isn't mine.
What did you just say?
You heard me.
Not yours. Tom, what are you talking about?
Got a DNA test done. Says we're not related, so let's get divorced.
You did what? What are you talking about?
You heard me. I got proof.
Hold on, DNA test? When did you do that? And are you sure those results are accurate?
Had it done at a reputable place. I can show you the copy when we do the divorce paperwork.
When did you even get her DNA? I want to see the result with my own eyes.
Does it matter?
Of course it matters.
The point is I have proof.
She is absolutely your daughter. There's no other possibility.
Really? No possibility at all?
None. Not at all.
That's what cheating women always say. I get it, you don't want to be caught, but the results are in. Just admit it.
I've never been with anyone else. What are you doing? Why are you saying all that? Why are you running the DNA test?
Sure you haven't cheated.
I've never cheated on you. This baby is definitely yours.
The test says different.
The test has to be wrong. If the result is right and she is not yours, then that means the baby was swapped at the hospital. That's the only explanation I can think of. I did not cheat.
Yeah, whatever, but I've got someone in mind who you might have been with.
Oh, do you now? Who? What are you talking about?
Think hard.
Okay, I barely have any male friends, and I've never gone out alone with another man since we got married.
Not even for work?
What?
What about that chef from your old restaurant?
Chef Martinez?
Bingo!
Are you serious right now? Him?
You went out with him, didn't you?
You mean those few times I went to the market? Those were just supply runs.
You have such convenient excuses, but you were alone with him.
Only because I had the most experience at the restaurant, and I only went when Sue was off. Nothing happened.
That's not the point. The issue is you had time alone together.
You're being ridiculous. I can't believe you'd accuse me of such a thing.
The DNA test says different. Whatever, I don't care who you cheated on me with. What matters is the kid isn't mine.
This must be some kind of mistake. Why are you saying these things? I don't understand.
The test doesn't lie. We can do another test if you want. Just let me know. You'll need my DNA anyway.
No, that's fine. I'll take any test you want. It's impossible that she is not yours.
What's the point? We both know the truth. You cheated on me.
The DNA test is wrong. I swear to God, I never cheated. Please, Tom, you have to believe me. Our daughter is yours.
Stop lying. I don't want to hear it.
I'm not lying.
Just stop already. This is harder for me than it is for you. The cheater is clearly the one in the wrong here.
You're the one making accusations.
Because I have proof.
I'm telling you, I didn't cheat. Tom, please come home. Please, just listen to what I have to say.
No, I don't think we have anything to talk about at this point.
Don't do this to us.
You did this to us. Ashley, I heard you filed the birth certificate and you put my name as the father? What the hell? Go fix that right now.
You are her father. I told you this over and over again.
We've been through this.
I won't lie on a legal document.
You already did by putting my name.
There's a deadline for birth certificates, Tom. Today was the last day, and Emma is your daughter.
Don't call her that.
It's her name.
I already told you she's not my kid. I'm not staying with a woman who got pregnant by another man. You are not going to make me raise another man's baby. Get divorced and don't expect any child support from me. Go to the courthouse and get the divorce papers.
I won't do that.
Then I'll do it myself.
You are being so ridiculous. She looks exactly like you.
Coincidence?
Your parents see it too.
Leave my parents out of this.
Got pregnant by another man, you say? This is your father speaking.
Dad? What are you doing there? Ashley, why is my dad there?
Yes, I'm with Ashley right now. Care to explain why you're claiming Emma isn't yours?
I told you! I got a DNA test and it showed we're not related, which means Ashley cheated and got pregnant by someone else.
Where did you get this test done?
A proper lab.
Which one?
Does it matter?
Under normal circumstances, that would be the logical conclusion. But tell me, what made you suspicious of Ashley in the first place?
I had my doubts about this guy she knew. Then when the baby was born, something felt off. I got it tested secretly, and it turns out she's not mine.
Something felt off?
Yes.
Elaborate.
I just knew. Why are you with Ashley anyway?
The test results came in. We were just discussing what to do next.
What test results? What are you talking about?
I am your father, correct?
Obviously. What's that got to do with anything?
There's something called a genetic relationship test. It's similar to a DNA test, but simpler.
What? What are you saying?
The results show Emma and I are blood relatives. Care to explain how that's possible?
Huh? That can't be right. There must be a mistake.
What does that mean?
Are you saying you and Ashley?
Tom, that's enough! I know you're lying!
I'm not lying! The test showed! What do you mean lying? I haven't lied about anything!
We know you've been having an affair!
Who told you that? That's not true! I haven't!
Then you won't mind me telling you we've already spoken with your girlfriend?
What? What do you mean? Who did you talk to? Dad, whatever you heard isn't true!
Ashley can explain the rest. I've already handled the medical bills, and I'm putting my entire inheritance in Emma's name. You need to seriously reflect on how you falsified a DNA test and hurt your wife.
Wait! Dad, please explain what's going on! Dad? You can't just drop that and leave!
Your father is helping me take care of Emma now.
Ashley, what's this about talking to my girlfriend?
Sarah told us everything.
Sarah?
Exactly what it sounds like. I told her you're married.
You talked to her and told her about us? You had no right!
I had every right. I am legally your wife still.
What?
She didn't know you were married.
You don't understand!
I understand perfectly. She does too now.
What exactly did you say to her?
Apparently, you told her you were single. She was crying, you know, said she trusted you. She's cutting off all contact. That's probably why you haven't heard from her since yesterday.
You had no right to contact her!
Like you had no right to fake a DNA test?
That's different!
How is it different?
This can't be happening!
It is happening. I wish it wasn't real either. Having your husband tell you your baby isn't his, then finding out you've been pretending to be single and having an affair during my pregnancy. The relationship has been going on for 6 months. I heard everything from her. Don't bother making excuses.
You don't understand the situation!
What's there to understand?
It's complicated!
Complicated? You cheated.
Ashley, I'm sorry, it was just a fling!
Just a fling?
Yes, a mistake! I didn't mean to hurt you!
Excuse me?
During your pregnancy, there were a lot of things we couldn't do, and I was lonely. I just needed some comfort. It wasn't serious. I have no feelings for her. It's just physical.
So that justifies everything?
No, but you can see my point of view.
Your point of view? You idiot! So what, you're trying to say it wasn't real love now? After you fabricated DNA test results and tried to claim our daughter wasn't yours? You were ready to divorce me without paying any child support or alimony to get your freedom. You panicked for 6 months.
I thought it would be better for the baby. If we divorced while she's still an infant, she won't remember having a father. And when you remarry, my child support payments wouldn't get in the way.
How thoughtful of you. You must have been planning this for a while. Nice.
I was trying to think ahead. I needed out.
So abandoning your responsibilities was your solution?
I know it was wrong.
Wrong doesn't begin to cover it.
I get it now. I'll be a good father from here on out. I truly regret what I did. I'll face up to my actions and dedicate myself to you and Emma.
After everything you've done?
I can change. I will show it to you. I'm sorry for what I've done to you guys. We can work this out.
What are you talking about?
We don't have to get divorced. I'll take responsibility as a father.
You think that's an option now? Lol.
Why not?
There's no way I'm staying married to you.
What? But I said I'm sorry.
Sorry doesn't fix this.
I'll do anything.
You have no idea how much you hurt me. I was accused of having another man's baby when I'd done absolutely nothing wrong. You think I want to stay married to someone who would do that to me?
But it'll be really hard raising a kid alone. You need me and Emma needs me.
Oh, now you care about that.
Of course I care.
Are you serious right now? You were ready to divorce me and pay nothing just a minute ago. You only cared about the money and yourself.
That's not true.
Then why did you fake the DNA test?
I was scared. I just got confused. Please don't do this. We can fix this. Ashley, I'm so sorry. I was the worst. I hurt you so much. I promise I'll be like I was when we first found out about the pregnancy. I'll do anything. I swear I'll never hurt you or Emma again.
It's too late for promises.
It's never too late. I'm sorry. I messed up. I want another chance.
I'm getting divorced precisely because I never want to be hurt by you again. You don't deserve to raise Emma. And hey, now you can be single for real. Next time, try dating without lying.
Please don't do this. You need me.
The papers will be ready tomorrow.
Ashley, you can't leave me like this.
Don't contact me again, except through the lawyers. The divorce was finalized quickly thanks to my in-laws' full support. Even if Tom had tried to fight it in mediation, his claims wouldn't have held up. He can't defy his father. So he agreed to pay both child support and alimony, significantly higher than the usual rate. The other woman truly hadn't known Tom was married. I saw their messages where he explicitly told her he was single. After the divorce, Tom tried reaching out through his lawyer about reconciliation, which confirms their relationship really is over. He's now required to pay 1/3 of his salary in child support, which has made his life quite difficult. I told all our mutual friends the full story of why we divorced, so now no one wants anything to do with him. It will probably take him years to understand just how terrible his actions were. I moved back in with my parents and have been busy learning to be a mom. My parents and Tom's parents help out, so I can still get some time to myself and enough sleep. I plan to start working outside the home when Emma turns 2, but until then, I'm doing some remote work while building a foundation for our future. I know being a working single mom will be harder than I can imagine, but I'm determined to give Emma a happy life. When I need help, I'll lean on those around me. And I'll never forget to be grateful to everyone who's supported us. I want to fill Emma's heart with love, and when she's old enough to learn the truth about her father, I want to have given her enough love that she can handle it.
Hey Sophie, I'm so sorry for dropping by unannounced the other day.
Yeah, seriously. Just because you're Jason's sister doesn't mean we're that close. You can't just show up at someone's house without a warning.
Don't be so dramatic. I was in the neighborhood anyway. And it's not like you were doing anything important. I just came by to talk. Is that so bad?
I was working.
Working from home isn't real work, though. You could have taken a break.
It's absolutely real work. It doesn't matter whether I work from home or from the office. I was in the middle of an important meeting.
I texted Jason. I thought he would have told you. I didn't mean to interrupt your meeting.
He was at work, and you know that.
Well, how was I supposed to know his schedule? It's not like I keep track of when everyone works.
Because he works the same hours every weekday, has for the past 3 years.
Not everyone memorizes other people's schedules. Besides, family should be more flexible.
You don't need to memorize it. No one is telling you to do that. He's mentioned it plenty of times.
Well, I needed to talk to you about something important.
You could have called me first to see if I was busy or not.
Why do you always make everything so difficult? It's not like we're strangers.
It's not about being difficult. It's about being considerate and respectful.
Why are you making such a big deal about this? It was nothing.
Because it's basic courtesy.
You're being really uptight about this. Most people would be happy to have a family visit.
Most people call before visiting.
You're right. My bad. I told Mom I was coming, but I guess I should have given you a heads up too. Since I still live at home, I think it's only fair that I get notified when you're coming over too. Just some common courtesy, you know?
Coming over where? To your parents' house?
Yeah, obviously. It's still my home too.
That's completely different. I don't just show up there either.
How is it different? I live there. You're there all the time anyway.
Your parents invited us. That's different from showing up at someone's private home unannounced.
You're always there though. Like every other weekend.
Only when we're invited.
It's basically the same thing.
You act like you own the place. You really don't. Your parents own that house, not you.
So now you're saying I don't belong in my own home? Really nice, Sophie.
That's not what I said at all.
You always have to be so technical about everything. Always following proper procedures.
It's not being technical, it's understanding basic boundaries and having respect towards others.
There you go with that word again. Boundaries and respect. Since when does family need boundaries?
I'll keep that in mind for next time.
Oh, and maybe next time, don't act so stuck up when I visit. You barely even offered me water.
Excuse me?
You heard me. You were so cold when I came by. Like I was some door-to-door salesman.
I was in the middle of something important.
What, a phone call? Those can wait, you know.
Because you showed up without warning while I was in the middle of a work call. I was having a meeting.
Couldn't you have just rescheduled it? It's not like it was the president or something.
No, I couldn't. It was an important client meeting. Plus, I didn't know you were coming.
It's not like you're running a company or anything. You just work for one.
My work is important to me.
Oh, please, like you have such an important job. You just sit at home all day with your laptop.
My job pays our bills, and I take it seriously.
Must be nice having to work. Some of us have standards. I mean, who actually wants to work from home anyways?
Lots of people. It's a legitimate career choice.
If you say so. Sounds boring to me.
Not everyone measures success the same way you do.
Clearly, some people have to settle. Whatever, I'll let it slide. Must be tough for you, though. Jason mentioned you were raised by a single mom?
Yes, my father passed away when I was young. Mom worked really hard to raise me.
Like, welfare hard or actually working hard? No judgment. Lots of people need help. I'm just curious.
Excuse me? That's incredibly inappropriate. How can you ask such a thing?
I'm just trying to understand your background. It's not like you ever talk about it.
By making offensive assumptions and comments?
I'm just being curious. No need to get defensive. They were just questions. Jason never really explained the whole situation.
There's nothing to explain. Why do you care so much?
You never talk about your dad. Was he, like, around at all? Before he left, I mean.
He passed when I was 3. I already told you this at the wedding.
Oh, right. But, like, was it sudden? Sometimes men just, you know.
No, I don't know. I was too young to remember. What exactly are you implying?
No need to get defensive. Just making conversation. It's just interesting how different our backgrounds are.
There's a difference between conversation and invading privacy.
Oh, right. I just thought maybe there was more to the story. Like, maybe he had another family or something?
What do you mean exactly?
You know, maybe he left for another family or something. That happens a lot in certain communities.
He passed away. That's the story. Why are you so fixated on this?
I'm just curious about your family situation. It must have been hard on your mom.
There isn't anything you need to know. Mom did an amazing job raising me on her own.
Must have been hard in those tiny apartments. Did you share a room with your mom?
You keep making assumptions about how we lived.
Well, it's not like single moms can afford houses, especially back then.
You have no idea what our living situation was like.
I mean, it shows. You're always trying so hard when you visit our place, like you've never seen nice things before.
What exactly shows?
You know, the way you act around wealth, always commenting on mom's decorations.
I'm just trying to build a good relationship with everyone. It's not about trying hard.
The way you're always bringing those fancy desserts and stuff. Trying to prove something.
That's called being polite. Most people bring something when they visit family.
Store-bought though, at least bring something homemade. If you can't afford nice gifts, homemade is better.
I do both, actually. You've eaten my homemade cookies multiple times.
Oh, honey, you don't have to pretend. I noticed how desperate you seemed last time. I get it. Our family's well off, so of course you'd want to get on well with my parents. You want their money. It's natural to want to improve your situation.
I'm not pretending anything. This is who I am.
Sure, if you say so. Must be exciting being around successful people, though. Seeing how the other half lives.
I'm just being myself. Not everyone has ulterior motives.
Sure, if you say so. But where did you even grow up? The South Side? That's where all the, live.
Why do you keep asking about where I grew up? Why do you need to know?
Just wondering what kind of neighborhood you grew up in. Must have been rough.
I've never thought the way I grew up was rough.
It's fine, really. Our family's wealthy, so I can see why someone from your background would want to make a good impression. It must be rough being from the poor side of town. Not everyone can grow up with advantages.
You know nothing about my background or where I grew up.
I've seen how you get all excited when Mom talks about her charity work. Must remind you of home.
Because I care about giving back to the community?
Is that what they called your neighborhood? Community? That's such a typical answer from your sort of background.
What exactly are you implying? That's quite an assumption you're making.
I'm just saying you seem very familiar with certain situations. I just think it's sweet how you're trying to fit in with us. Most people from your situation wouldn't even try.
My situation? What exactly do you mean by that?
Don't play dumb. Single mom, probably struggling to make ends meet. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Lots of people come from humble beginnings.
You really should stop making assumptions about people.
Well, growing up without a dad, probably in some tiny apartment. Did you even have your own bedroom?
Not that it's any of your business, but yes.
Just calling it like I see it. Must be nice having my parents like you, though. But don't get too comfortable. They're just being nice to the helpless. They have a soft spot for charity cases.
The helpless? That's really not appropriate.
At least you're good at cleaning when you visit. Mom noticed. Must be second nature to you.
I help clean because it's polite, not because I'm the helpless.
By the way, Mom and Dad have been so annoying lately because of you. Everything was fine before you started coming around.
What are you talking about? How am I involved?
Don't act innocent. You know exactly what you did. Playing the perfect daughter-in-law.
No, I really don't know how that is a problem, and I'm not playing.
Ever since you started coming around more often, they've been acting weird. Like they expect things from me now.
I don't understand what you mean by weird.
They're asking me all these questions now. About my future, of all things.
Like what kind of questions?
They never used to care about that. Now they're all, what are your plans and when are you going to be independent?
And that's my fault? How? I don't understand.
Don't play dumb. You're still visiting them, right? And talking about your job all the time.
Well, yes, they're my in-laws. I'm just making conversations with them.
How often? Be honest. Every week? Twice a week?
Usually when they invite us for dinner. Maybe once or twice a month.
Twice a month? That's excessive. You're practically moving in.
They always invite us. Should we decline?
Yes! Make up excuses or something. Say you're busy with work or whatever.
Why would I do that?
That's way too much. You're always talking to them about your work and stuff. Nobody cares about your little job.
They ask about it. Should I ignore their questions?
Yes? Stop answering their questions about work. It makes me look bad.
It would be rude to ignore their questions.
No, what's rude is showing off. Always talking about your career.
Answering questions about my job isn't showing off.
That's the problem. You're sucking up to them and it's making my life difficult. Now they think I should be productive too.
I don't see how me having a good relationship with your parents affects you at all.
Because now they keep comparing us. Sophie works so hard this and Sophie is so responsible that.
I'm sure that's not true.
You don't know because you don't live here. You don't hear it. Every single day it's about you.
I don't hear what exactly.
This is exactly why I'm texting you. You need to fix this. Make them stop pressuring me.
Fix what? I don't understand what the problem is.
Every time you leave, they start in on me, like I'm some kind of failure.
Start in on you about what?
They keep asking about my plans, like I'm supposed to have my whole life figured out.
And that's bad?
They told me I need to start being more independent. Can you believe it? They've never said anything like that before. And today they actually suggested I get a job. This is all your fault. They even mentioned entry-level positions. Part-time?
That doesn't sound like a bad thing. You're 25 and you're not in school anymore. Even a part-time job would be a good experience.
Are you crazy? Do I look like someone who works a part-time job?
What's wrong with starting part-time?
I already told them I'm not ready for that. I need time to find myself.
What are you waiting for exactly?
The right opportunity, obviously. Something befitting of my status.
And what would that be?
Something appropriate for someone like me. Executive level, obviously.
Like what? Manager at a convenience store?
That's exactly what I don't want to do. This is happening because you're trying to make yourself look good. You need to tell my parents to back off. Tell them you lied about your job.
That's completely separate from me. I think they're just worried about your future.
There was nothing to worry about before you came along. I was perfectly happy living my life.
Maybe they just realized it's time for a change.
No, you don't get it. Dad asked me what my career plans are. He used those exact words.
Most parents ask their kids that.
Not my parents. Not before you. This is all your fault.
Maybe they're just concerned about your future.
No way. They keep saying I should follow your example. Now they're going on about me getting a job. You're ruining everything. They even mentioned networking.
That's not really my fault. Maybe they just want what's best for you.
Best for me? I had everything perfect before you came along. I was living my best life.
How is having no job or goals perfect?
Because I was happy. I had everything I wanted. I never had to worry about anything.
At your parents' expense.
They want to take care of me. That's what parents are for.
Are you sure about that now?
Things are fine before you came along. I've never had to work before and I was perfectly happy. You're messing everything up. Dad's even talking about budgets now.
Look, they're not saying this because of me. They genuinely care about you. It's not a bad thing.
They never cared about this stuff before you started showing up. Everything was perfect before.
Maybe they realize they need to make changes for you to change.
Well, I don't want anything to change. And it's all because you keep showing off about your job and your mom's business. Wait, what business do you do?
I don't show off. I answer their questions honestly.
You could lie. Or downplay things. Make yourself sound less successful.
Why would I do that?
Hey, now that I'm thinking about it, I've never seen your mom's place. What part of town is it in?
What? That's completely off topic.
No, it's not. Maybe I could stay there for a while. Just until my parents calm down.
Where did that come from?
I need space for my parents right now. They're being impossible.
And you thought of my mom because...
Well, she lives alone, right? She must get lonely in that little apartment.
That's not really relevant.
No, it's not. If you're gonna mess up my life, I should at least see where you come from. See how the other half lives.
That makes absolutely no sense. There is no need to do that.
It makes perfect sense. I need to understand you better. Get in touch with my humbler side.
Since when do you care about understanding me?
Don't be difficult. I'm trying here. I'm willing to have it rough for a while.
You're trying to what? Find somewhere to hide from your parents?
Your childhood home must be pretty run down, right? Whatever, I'll deal with it. Given the situation, I can rough it for a while. As long as it's safe-ish.
I honestly have no idea what you're talking about.
Like, there's probably a couch or something I could sleep on. Or does she still have your old bed?
You're really inviting yourself to stay at my mom's house?
Like, does it at least have air conditioning? Basic amenities?
Why are you suddenly interested in my mom's house?
Stop being difficult. I'm trying to be nice. I'm willing to live like you people.
By insulting where I grew up?
Do I have to spell everything out? I'm saying I let you make it up to me by letting me stay at your mom's place. It's the least you could do.
Are you being serious right now?
Dead serious. It's perfect. Your mom gets company. I get space for my parents.
Perfect for what exactly? How does this help with anything?
Mom and Dad are being impossible. I need somewhere to stay. And your mom probably needs the help.
And you think my mom's house is your solution?
Why not? It's not like she needs all that space. How many bedrooms could it possibly have?
You don't even know her house.
Your poor single mom must be lonely. And I can't stay at home with how my parents are acting. It's a win-win. I can help her clean or whatever.
You've spent years looking down on us, and now you want to stay with my mom?
That's all in the past. I'm mature now. People can change.
By inviting yourself to live with my mother? You were just being rude to me. How is that changing?
I'm trying to be nice here. Besides, misery loves company, right? Two lonely women helping each other out.
Well, isn't that convenient?
What's that supposed to mean? I'm trying to be charitable here.
Nothing. Just admiring your sudden change of heart about associating with us poor people.
Don't be sarcastic. This is all your fault, so you and your mom are responsible too. Just send me the address already. The sooner the better.
And what makes you think my mom would want you staying with her?
Everyone loves having me around. I'm great company. I can tell her all about the good life.
Right, because you've been so pleasant to us all these years.
I said I'm willing to start fresh. Water under the bridge.
By assuming my mom needs your company?
That's why I want to start fresh. By being nice to your mother. I'm such a good house guest.
How generous of you.
So you'll send the address? The real address?
Fine, if you want to know so badly, I'll send it. But after this, stop texting me.
Is this the right address? This can't be right.
Yes, that's my childhood home.
But there's nothing here. Just a construction site. Did you send me to the wrong neighborhood? What the hell? It's an empty lot. Did you guys lose the house because you're poor? Is this some kind of joke?
No, Mom's building a luxury apartment complex there. She's living somewhere else now while construction is underway.
What? A luxury apartment complex?
You seem surprised.
This can't be right. There must be some mistake.
It's absolutely right.
Then send me that address. Wait. An apartment complex? How can a single mom afford that? Like, a real luxury complex.
She worked hard and made smart investments.
But this is impossible. Single moms don't build apartment complexes.
Why would I make up something like that? It's all true.
This must be a joke. You're messing with me.
It's not a joke. You're just seeing your assumptions fall apart.
But you're from a single-parent household. Those people don't...
Being raised by a single parent doesn't automatically mean we're poor. Actually, I never said we were. You just assumed that.
This doesn't make sense. You let me think.
It makes perfect sense. You just never bothered to ask.
But you never corrected me. All this time,
Why should I have to? You never bothered to ask.
you let me believe that. All those comments I made,
I let you believe what you wanted to believe.
Well, yes, but you should have said something sooner. So does this mean I don't have to stay in some dump? Where does your mom live now? Is it a penthouse? A mansion?
My mom's success isn't something I need to prove to you or tell you.
But now everything's different. We have so much in common.
Is it? How exactly?
Come on, this changes everything. Answer me, is it a penthouse? A mansion? Does she live in the Heights?
You're suddenly very interested in our living situation, aren't you?
Just tell me, please. I need to know.
Yes, her current place is actually nicer than our house. Definitely not a dump.
Ah, this is perfect. I bet she has tons of extra rooms. Like a guest suite, maybe?
She does, but they're not for you.
Why not? We're practically family. Rich people need to stick together.
Are we family? Since when?
What do you mean? Of course we are. We're basically sisters. We've always been. Goodness, see? You can be helpful when you try. So, what's her address? The good part of town, right?
I'm not giving it to you.
What? But we're family. Upper class family.
No, we are not family.
Excuse me? After everything I've done for you? A parasite?
You heard me. Why would I give my mom's address to a parasite like you?
How dare you call me that? Do you know who I am?
How dare I? After how you've treated us? I know exactly who you are.
I never treated you badly. I was just looking out for you. How can you call me a parasite?
Well, what else would you call someone who plans to mooch off others without working or helping around the house? That's basically the definition of a parasite.
You can't talk to me like this. Not now that I know that you're rich.
I just did.
I can't believe you'd talk to me like this. After I offered to stay with your mom.
I can't believe you'd spend years looking down on us and then expect favors.
But I apologized. I was willing to be seen in public with you.
No, you didn't. You just wanted something from us.
Do you know who you're talking to? I'm from a good, wealthy family.
Yes, you're my sister-in-law.
You're just the wife. I'm Jason's real sister. Our parents are wealthy. Who do you think you're talking down to? I was born into this life.
Like I said before, I'm not poor. Mom works hard and makes good money, enough to build an apartment complex.
But my parents make more. We have old money.
And what do you make?
It's basically the same thing. Their money is my money.
You know, I've noticed something. You're always talking about your parents. Do you understand what that means? Yes, your parents are successful people, they're wealthy, and they're good people. But that's their success, not yours.
You don't understand. That's how good families work.
I understand perfectly.
Well, maybe, but you weren't raised like I was.
You've never worked a day in your life. You've never earned your own money. What right do you have to look down on anyone? Even high school kids working part-time jobs make more money than you do.
That's different. I don't need to work to survive. I was raised to have higher standards.
Thanks to your parents. You haven't done anything yourself. How dare you act superior when you don't even know what it's like to earn money? No wonder your parents and Jason are fed up with you.
What do you mean fed up? What have they been saying?
Your parents have seen all our text messages. They've decided you need some tough love to straighten you out.
You showed them our texts? How could you? Those were private.
They asked to see them. They wanted to understand why you suddenly needed somewhere else to stay.
You had no right. You betrayed me.
They had every right to know.
What are they gonna do? They wouldn't really.
I won't give you my mom's address, but I'm sending you the address to an apartment your parents rented. That's where you'll be living from now on, all by yourself.
What? Hold on. I've never done housework or had a job. I can't live alone. I wouldn't have any clue on what to do. This isn't fair. Why are you doing this to me? I'm their daughter.
That's why it's called tough love. Oh, and they only paid the first month's rent, so you'll need to cover it yourself starting next month.
You can't do this. I'll talk to Mom and Dad. They'll understand. They'll take everything back and let me still live with them.
They won't answer. They've already decided.
This has to be a joke. My parents would never agree to this. They love me. They wouldn't do something like this to me.
They already did. That's why they rented the apartment. And don't think about going back home. They won't let you in. Consider this payback for all your attitude. It's time to grow up. You're way too old to be playing the spoiled princess.
Please, Sophie, you have to help me. I can't do this all by myself. I'll do anything. So please help me.
No, I don't have to help you. You made your bed. Now lie in it.
I'll change. I promise. Just talk to them for me. Please.
Good. Start by getting a job. Then maybe we'll consider. But it's goodbye for now. After that, Madison kept texting me, but I only sent her the address to her new apartment and ignored everything else. Her parents and Jason did the same. They explained the situation, told her she needed to make it on her own, and cut off communication. Madison didn't have anyone else to turn to since she'd spent her whole life depending on her parents and alienating others. So she had no choice but to move into the apartment. At first, she couldn't handle basic housework and wouldn't even look for a job. But her parents visited regularly to teach her how to take care of herself and helped her job hunt until she finally found employment. Jason and I don't keep in touch with Madison anymore, but from what we hear, she's managing to live independently now. We hope she continues to grow and mature on this path she started.
Karen, have you heard about that famous bakery downtown? The one that was featured on that popular cooking show last week.
Oh, yes. I saw it on TV. Their Mont Blanc looks absolutely divine. The way they layered the chestnut cream and meringue was simply mouth-watering. Be a dear and pick some up for us, would you? I've been dreaming about trying their pastries ever since I saw the show.
Sure, I know the place. It's called Sweet Delights, right? We can all enjoy it after dinner. I've heard their chocolate eclairs are to die for as well.
Sounds lovely. Can't wait. It'll be such a treat to have some gourmet desserts. It's been ages since we've had something really special.
Actually, on second thought, I'll just get some for you and Bob. We won't be having any ourselves. I know how much you've been looking forward to it, though.
What? Why not? I thought we were all going to enjoy it together. Is something wrong?
Remember, Emma can't eat eggs because of her allergy. It wouldn't be fair for her to watch us eat it, so Jack and I will pass too. We don't want her to feel left out or tempted by something she can't have.
Oh, come on. Don't be such a party pooper. It's just a little dessert. Surely you can make an exception this once. I was looking forward to a nice family dessert time, and now you're ruining it. Can't you just let Emma have a tiny bite? It's not like she'll keel over from a crumb.
I'm sorry, but Emma's health comes first. We can't risk it even for a special occasion. I'll make a special allergen-free dessert for us so we can still have family dessert time. That way everyone can enjoy something sweet without any worries.
You're making cake? From scratch? You? I don't mean to be rude, but I've never seen you bake anything more complicated than slice and bake cookies.
Yes, I've been trying out some new recipes lately. I've been taking some online baking classes to expand my skills, especially in allergen-free baking. There are lots of egg-free and gluten-free dessert recipes online. I found some really creative alternatives that taste just as good as traditional desserts.
But those never taste as good as the real thing. Blech. I've had health food desserts before, and they're always dry and flavorless. Are you sure you want to subject us all to that? Why don't you let her have just a little bit of the bakery dessert? It'll be fine. A tiny taste won't hurt her, and she'll get to experience what real dessert tastes like. Eggs are crucial for a growing child's nutrition, you know. All this fuss over allergies seems a bit extreme. Back in my day, we didn't have all these food sensitivities.
Karen, even a tiny amount of egg could be dangerous for Emma. She can have trace amounts of flour, but eggs are completely off limits. We've been over this before with her allergist. The first time she accidentally ate egg, she went into an anaphylactic shock, and we had to rush her to the ER. It was terrifying. We almost lost her. I never want to go through that again, and I certainly don't want to put Emma through it.
But that's no reason to completely cut out eggs from her diet. That was probably just a fluke. Children need to be exposed to different foods to build up their immune systems. You should be gradually exposing her to build up her tolerance. That's what my friend Susan did with her grandson's peanut allergy, and now he can eat peanut butter just fine. Being overprotective isn't good for her, Sarah. You're going to make her afraid of food.
We've been over this before. Allergies don't work that way. It's not about tolerance, it's about avoiding the allergen completely. Emma's allergy is severe and life-threatening. This isn't something we can just get over with exposure.
But she's 4 now. She's probably outgrown it. Why don't you try giving her a little? Children often outgrow their allergies. You're making a mountain out of a molehill.
Absolutely not. That's way too risky. We're not experimenting with Emma's life just to satisfy your curiosity or prove a point. Unless it's under a doctor's supervision, we're not testing her egg allergy at home. It's far too dangerous, and I won't put my daughter at risk like that. Even with an EpiPen, it's too dangerous. Anaphylaxis can escalate quickly, and an EpiPen isn't a guarantee. We need to avoid the allergen entirely.
You're worrying too much. It's just an allergy, for heaven's sake. You act like it's a terminal illness or something. This is why young mothers these days are raising such weak children. All this coddling and overprotection is making kids soft. Back in my day, we were more relaxed about child rearing. We let kids be kids, and they turned out just fine. That's why all the kids were so healthy. We even let them play in the dirt to build up their immune systems. None of this obsessive hand sanitizing and allergen-free nonsense.
Yeah, I remember running around the neighborhood barefoot as a kid. We'd be out from dawn till dusk, getting into all sorts of scrapes and adventures.
That sounds about right for you. Always coming home with scraped knees and torn clothes. But look how strong and healthy you turned out. You did mention growing up in the country, didn't you? I bet that was a wonderful childhood, full of fresh air and freedom.
Yep. Spent my summers jumping in the creek and eating crawfish we caught ourselves. We spent hours building forts in the woods and having mud fights. Mom would just hose us off before dinner.
You did all that, huh? It sounds like you had a lot of fun as a kid. But you have to admit times have changed, and we know more about health and safety now.
See? And look at how healthy he is now. Not an allergy in sight. It's because he was a little wild child back then. All that exposure to nature and different foods made his immune system strong. You should let Emma have some adventures too. All this sheltering isn't doing her any favors.
But that has nothing to do with allergies. Jack didn't have a life-threatening allergy as a child. Emma does. It's not comparable.
Of course it does. It's all about the immune system, isn't it? If Emma had been exposed to more things as a baby, maybe she wouldn't have developed these allergies in the first place. I'm just trying to give you some advice here. You should be more grateful. I raised 2 children without any of these problems. I know what I'm talking about. You always have to argue, don't you? Can't you just listen to your elders for once? You're really not a very lovable daughter-in-law, are you? Always so defensive and argumentative. It's no wonder we don't get along.
Mom, that's totally uncalled for. You're crossing a line here. Sarah's putting our daughter's needs first. She's being a responsible parent, not argumentative.
Oh, so now my own son is turning against me? I can't believe this, after all I've done for you. Are you saying I'm wrong? That I don't know how to raise children? I raised you, didn't I? And you turned out just fine.
Not everything you say is right, Mom. Especially when it comes to allergies. Sarah's done a lot more research on this than you have. She's consulted with doctors and specialists. This isn't just her opinion. Times have changed, and we know more about allergies now than we did when I was a kid. We have to adapt and do what's best for Emma.
So you two are ganging up on me now? I can't believe my own son would choose his wife over his mother. This is outrageous.
This isn't about taking sides. It's about Emma's life being at risk. We're not trying to gang up on you, Karen. We're trying to help you understand how serious this is.
You're being dramatic. All this fuss over a little food allergy. It's ridiculous. A little food isn't going to kill her. You're acting like I'm trying to poison her or something.
Mom, you really don't get it, do you? This isn't about us versus you. It's about keeping Emma safe. Do you know what anaphylactic shock is? Do you understand what could happen if Emma eats even a tiny bit of egg?
No, I don't. Enlighten me, since you two seem to know everything now.
It's when an allergic reaction becomes so severe it can be fatal. That's what happened to Emma when she was little. It was terrifying. Her throat started to close up. She couldn't breathe. We thought we were going to lose her.
I didn't know. Was it really that bad?
That's why we're so serious about this. It's not just us being overprotective or difficult. We need you to understand, Karen. This isn't a game or a power struggle. It's about keeping our daughter alive and healthy.
Sarah, is this your doing? Have you been poisoning my son's mind against me?
What do you mean?
Don't play dumb with me. You know exactly what I mean. You've been talking to my son behind my back, haven't you? Turning him against me with all this allergy nonsense. He just calmly explained allergies to me. Since when does Jack know anything about medical conditions? And he seemed a bit angry, too. That's not like him at all. What have you been telling him?
Karen, you keep trying to force Emma to eat eggs. You never listen when I try to explain her allergies. You dismiss her concerns and act like we're just being difficult.
Using my son against me? You sneaky little. I can't believe you'd stoop so low. Well, I get it now. You've managed to brainwash my son with all this allergy hysteria. Allergies are more complicated than I thought. I'll give you that much. I understand it's not something that just goes away easily, but I still think you're making too big of a deal out of it. Yes, We'll have to deal with it together. But don't think this means I agree with all your overprotective nonsense. What a hassle. It's like having a child with a chronic illness or something. It's practically a disease at this point. I can't believe my granddaughter has to deal with this.
I suppose you could look at it that way. It is a chronic condition that we have to manage carefully. We just have to learn to live with it. It's not ideal, but it's our reality, and we're doing our best to give Emma a normal, happy childhood despite her allergies.
I wonder whose fault it is that she was born with such a troublesome condition. These things just don't come out of nowhere, you know.
Excuse me? What are you implying?
When there's something wrong with a child, it's usually the mother's fault. That's just how these things work. You must not have taken proper care of yourself during pregnancy. Did you eat a lot of eggs when you were expecting? Maybe that's why Emma is allergic now.
What do you mean by proper care? Are you suggesting I did something to cause Emma's allergies?
There's no history of allergies in our family. Jack never had any issues with food, and neither did his sister. If there's any genetic influence, it must be from your side. Your weak genes are probably to blame for this. It's because of your family's poor health that you gave birth to such a fragile child. It's a shame, really.
How can you say something so cruel? Do you really think I would do anything to harm my child? That's horrible. You're blaming me for a medical condition that I have no control over. Why are you being so nasty over a simple allergy? This isn't anyone's fault. It's just something that happened.
I'm just stating facts. No need to get so defensive if you know you didn't do anything wrong. Sarah, you're still young. You should have another child. Give it another try. A healthy one this time. One without all these issues and special needs. And make it a boy while you're at it. Every family needs a strong, healthy son to carry on the family name.
How can you say such things? Are you implying that Emma isn't good enough? That we should replace her? Were you unhappy when Emma was born? Did you resent her from the start just because she's a girl?
Of course a boy would have been better, especially for the first child. Don't pretend you weren't hoping for a son too. My husband and son were overjoyed with a girl, so I didn't say anything. But I was disappointed when I heard it was a girl. I had hoped for a grandson to spoil. And your daughter isn't even that cute. If she's going to be a girl, she could at least be pretty. If she had taken after me, she might have been a bit prettier. But I suppose with your genes, that was never really a possibility.
You felt this way all along? I can't believe what I'm hearing. How can you be so heartless about your own granddaughter?
So have another baby. Give me the grandchild I deserve. Maybe this time you'll give birth to my ideal grandchild, a strong, healthy boy without all these issues.
With all due respect, we don't need a replacement for Emma. We're not going to have another child just to please you. She's our greatest treasure, allergies and all. We love her exactly as she is. Please don't ever say such horrible things again. I won't stand for you insulting my daughter like this.
Mom, what's going on? I just got home and overheard the end of your conversation. What's all this about having another baby? I thought you were making dinner as a nice gesture, but what's that smell?
What? I'm just making dinner like I said I would. Is there a problem?
Oh no! There are eggs in this! I can smell them! Mom, please tell me you didn't use eggs in this.
Oh God, I'm so glad I tasted it before Emma did. Jack, you're right. There's definitely egg in here. There's raw egg in the sauce. I can see the little yellow flecks. Karen, how could you? Eggs trigger her worst allergy reactions. You know this. We've told you this countless times.
Oh dear, I must have mixed them in by mistake. You know how forgetful I can be sometimes. It wasn't on purpose, so you'll forgive me, right? No harm done since Emma didn't eat any.
There's no way this was an accident. You deliberately ignored our warnings and put Emma at risk. We don't even keep eggs in our fridge. We avoid them completely for Emma's sake. You deliberately brought eggs and mixed them in, didn't you? This was a calculated move.
Well, you're the one who gave birth to an allergic child. Why should the whole family have to suffer? I don't care about a grandchild with all these issues. I just wanted to make a nice family dinner like we used to have. Why should the whole family have to give up eggs for her? It's not fair to the rest of us. That's just wrong. We shouldn't all have to change our lives for one picky eater.
Mom, do you really not care what happens to your granddaughter? I can't believe what I'm hearing. This could kill her. Do you understand that? We're not exaggerating when we say her allergy is life-threatening.
You're being dramatic again. It's just a little egg. It's not poison. Her body would just swell up a bit. Maybe she'd get a rash or something. It's not the end of the world. Besides, don't you have that EpiPen thing? That would take care of any reaction, right? You're always going on about how you carry it everywhere.
That's not the point. An EpiPen isn't a magical cure-all. It's emergency treatment for a life-threatening condition. I don't want my daughter to suffer. Even if we could treat a reaction, why would we deliberately expose her to something that could harm her?
Well, I don't really care either way. If you're going to be so sensitive about it, maybe you should just feed her separately.
I can't believe you're saying this. Do you have any idea how hurtful you're being?
Hurry up and have another grandchild for me. One that can eat normal food and doesn't need all this special treatment. I'm done with this granddaughter. She's too much trouble. I'm bored of her. All these special needs and dietary restrictions.
I can't forgive this. This is the last straw, Karen.
Neither can I. Mom, I think you should leave. Now. You'll see. We're not going to tolerate this behavior anymore.
Hey, wait a minute. What do you mean leave? This is my house too. Is anyone home? Why aren't you answering me?
Bob's gone on a spa trip with his friends. He won't be back for a few days.
I know that. I'm the one who suggested he go on that trip. I'm asking where you all are. Why is the house so quiet?
Jack, Emma, and I are staying at a hotel tonight. We don't feel safe in the house with you anymore.
What? You're staying at a hotel? Without telling me? I didn't hear anything about this. When did you decide this? What am I supposed to do for dinner? I was counting on eating with the family.
We're eating at a hotel restaurant. They have a wonderful allergen-free menu that's safe for Emma. I left some cup noodles for you in the kitchen. There's a kettle if you want to boil water.
That's it? Cup noodles? You expect me to eat that processed junk?
From now on, cup noodles are all you're getting from us. I hope you like them because that's your new diet. I won't be cooking for you ever again, not after what you try to do to Emma. If you want a home-cooked meal, you'll have to make it yourself. But given what happened today, maybe you should stick to things that don't require cooking. But since your cooking skills are abysmal, cup noodles are probably better anyway. At least they're not dangerous.
I can cook just fine. How dare you insult my culinary skills?
Then by all means, go ahead. Cook whatever you want for yourself. Just keep it away from Emma. Oh, and just so you know, we won't be giving you any more spending money. You're on your own financially from now on. You'll have to use your own pension for food from now on. And for everything else too.
What? You can't do that. That's my money too. If I had that kind of money, I wouldn't be asking for your help. You know my pension barely covers anything these days. What's going on here? Why are you suddenly treating me like this? How do you think you can get away with treating me like this? I'm family. I'm your mother-in-law.
This is the consequence of your own actions, Karen. You brought this on yourself. Actions that made us never want to see you again. You've pushed us too far this time. This is what happens when you try to feed eggs to Emma, when you deliberately ignore her life-threatening allergy.
That was just a little joke. I wasn't really going to let her eat it. I just wanted to see how you'd react.
A joke that could have cost Emma her life. Do you think anaphylaxis is funny? Even an EpiPen isn't foolproof, you know. It's not a get-out-of-jail-free card for allergic reactions.
Really? Is that true? I thought those things fixed everything.
Yes. If the reaction is severe enough, it might not work, or we may not be able to administer it in time. If her airways swell up, she could suffocate or suffer brain damage from lack of oxygen, even if she survives. That's how serious food allergies can be. It's not just a rash or an upset stomach. Don't underestimate anaphylactic shock. It's called shock for a reason.
I didn't know. I didn't realize it was that serious.
Jack is furious with you too. You've really crossed a line this time. Of course he is. You put your daughter's life in danger. Did you think he'd just laugh it off?
But Emma didn't actually eat it, did she? So no harm done, right? So it all worked out. You don't need to be so angry. Everything's fine. You and my son are overreacting. It was just a little misunderstanding.
I can't believe you're still saying things like this. After everything we've just explained to you. You clearly don't understand what you've done at all. Or maybe you just don't care.
You're the one being dramatic, making a mountain out of a molehill as usual. Even if you're angry, saying I can only eat cup noodles from now on is going too far. That's cruel and unusual punishment. I'm going to tell Bob about this when he gets back. He won't stand for this kind of treatment. He'll kick you out of this house when he hears how you've treated me. Just you wait.
Why should I be the one to leave? We're not the ones who endangered a child's life. This is completely unfair. You're the one who should be leaving, not us. It's not right. You can't just do whatever you want and expect no consequences. No, it's not unfair at all. We're protecting our daughter from someone who's shown they can't be trusted. Bob loves his granddaughter. He's always been supportive of how we manage her allergies. Of course he's going to be angry at you for almost killing her. Do you really think he'll take your side on this?
Stop exaggerating. You're making it sound worse than it is. She wasn't about to die or anything. You're being hysterical. She didn't even eat it in the end, so what's the big deal?
She was this close to eating it. If I hadn't noticed the eggs, who knows what would have happened. I might not have noticed if I hadn't happened to taste it first. Do you realize how close we came to disaster? If she had taken even one bite, who knows what would have happened to Emma? Are you really willing to gamble with her life like that? The first time she went into anaphylactic shock, she was in a coma for a while. We almost lost her. Do you want that to happen again?
What? Was it really that bad back then? I don't remember it being such a big deal. I knew she was rushed to the hospital, but was it really that serious?
She was in critical condition for a while. The doctors weren't sure if she'd make it. I've told you about this before, Karen, multiple times, but you never seem to listen. Bob remembers when I told him about it. He was horrified and has been extra careful ever since.
I don't remember. Are you sure you told me? I think I'd remember something like that.
Of course you don't. You never listen to anyone but yourself. You always act on your assumptions without hearing people out. And that's why we're in this mess now.
I'm sorry, okay? What more do you want from me? But it can't be helped. I'm old, you know. My memory isn't what it used to be. Yes, I'm old, so I can't remember everything people tell me. You should be more understanding.
You're not even trying to remember. This isn't about your age. Don't blame it on your age. You're perfectly capable of remembering things when you want to.
All right. I get it. You're angry. I've said I'm sorry. What more do you want? I'm apologizing. Isn't that enough? Why do you have to keep harping on about it? I'm sorry for not listening properly. There. Are you happy now? Now let me get back in the house. It's getting cold out here. I'll get heat stroke out here. You don't want that on your conscience, do you?
I have a message from Bob. He called while you were out here ranting. He says he's divorcing you. He can't believe what you've done.
What? Divorce? You're joking, right? Bob would never do that to me.
Looks like you're the one being kicked out of the house, Karen. How does it feel? Goodbye. I hope you learned something from all this, but I doubt it.
Wait a minute, you can't just leave me out here. Why should I be divorced over something like this? It's just a little misunderstanding. This doesn't make any sense. Bob loves me. He'd never do this to me.
Actually, we were planning on moving out ourselves. We didn't want it to come to this. We were going to cut all ties with this house, find a place of our own where Emma would be safe, to protect Emma from you. But Bob said he'd rather kick you out than see us leave.
This is too much. You've turned my own husband against me. How am I supposed to live on my own at this age? I've never had to take care of myself. My pension alone is barely enough to scrape by. How do you expect me to survive?
That sounds like a you problem. Maybe you should have thought about that before you endangered our daughter. But you brought this on yourself. Actions have consequences, Karen.
What? How can you be so cold? I'm family. My granddaughter's life was saved, so forgive me already. Why are you being so vindictive? The punishment doesn't fit the crime. You're going too far. You're overreacting. This is cruel and unusual punishment.
We're not just angry about yesterday's dinner incident. This has been building for a long time. We're also furious about your cruel words. The way you've treated Emma, the things you've said about her.
What did I say? I don't remember saying anything cruel.
Who was it that called Emma weak-blooded? Who said she wasn't cute enough? Who suggested we have another child to replace her?
Oh, well, I didn't mean it like that. You're twisting my words.
You said all sorts of horrible things, like how we should hurry up and have a boy to be the heir, how you weren't happy when a girl was born, how you're bored of Emma. There's no point in playing dumb. It's all there in our text history. I've saved every cruel, thoughtless message you've sent, every insult, every dismissal of Emma's condition.
But I wanted a male heir. That's normal, isn't it? Every family wants a son to carry on the name. Okay, maybe calling her weak-blooded was a bit much. I shouldn't have said that. I might have said some things I shouldn't have because I was irritated. You know how I get when I'm upset. I'm sorry about that. Can't we just forget about it and move on?
You're only apologizing now because you want to come back inside, aren't you? I don't believe you're truly sorry at all. You're just sorry you got caught and are facing consequences.
But I am sorry, really. Can't you see how sincere I'm being? I promise I won't say bad things about Emma anymore. I'll be more careful, I swear.
If you could change your ways this easily, we wouldn't be in this mess in the first place. People don't change that quickly, especially not at your age.
Please, I'll do anything. Just forgive me. Just don't kick me out of the house. Where am I supposed to go?
No, we've given you too many chances already.
Why not? Don't you believe in forgiveness?
It hurts when people won't listen to you, doesn't it? That's how I felt all this time. Every time you dismissed Emma's allergy, every time you suggested we were overreacting.
I'm sorry, I really am. Please, give me one more chance.
People who never listen to others eventually find that no one will listen to them. And then they end up all alone. That's where you are now, Karen.
Mom, that's enough. We've heard all we need to hear. We can't have you here anymore. It's not safe for Emma and it's not healthy for any of us.
Jack, even you're kicking me out? Your own mother?
Mom, your behavior has gone too far. We've tried to be patient, tried to explain, but you refuse to listen. You put Emma's life in danger. Not just once, but repeatedly. We can't risk that happening again. And I can't forgive the hurtful things you've said about my wife and daughter. They're my family too, you know.
But I'm your mother. Doesn't that count for anything?
Yes, but now it's my turn to protect my own family. My wife and daughter need me, and I choose them. You need to go back to your hometown. We've arranged for you to stay with Aunt Martha for a while.
My hometown? That old place is barely livable anymore. There's nothing there for me.
That's your problem, Karen. You've burned your bridges here. There's nothing we can do about it. You made your bed. Now you have to lie in it.
But what about money? How am I supposed to survive?
We'll give you a little to get started. That's all we can do. We're not responsible for you anymore. You'll have to figure out the rest on your own. Get a job, apply for assistance, whatever you need to do.
I can't believe you're treating me like this, after all I've done for you.
Karen, one last thing before you go. People can change, but it requires genuine reflection and a real desire to be better. Think hard about what happened here and take a good look at your own behavior. If you do that, maybe someday we can reconcile. But it will take time and real effort on your part.
All right, go pack your things. I'll call a taxi for you. It should be here in about an hour.
Fine. I can see I'm not wanted here anymore. I'll go.
Jack, I got a message from your mom. Should I read it to you?
Yeah, go ahead. What does she say?
Here's what it says. I am truly sorry for everything. I've been reflecting deeply on my actions since I left. I feel terrible for putting Emma's life at risk. I deeply regret what I've done and all the hurtful things I've said. From now on, I'll be more mindful of my words and actions. It's okay if you can't forgive me right away. I just wanted to sincerely apologize for my behavior.
Wow. Mom seems to be seriously reflecting on her actions. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, but I still find it hard to believe. She's apologized before and then gone right back to her old ways.
Me too. But at least she's apologized. That's more than she's done in the past.
True, but we still need time. It's too soon to let her back into our lives.
Yeah, you're right. We need to be cautious. Emma's safety comes first.
Exactly. We'll see if her actions match her words over time.
Agreed. Let's give it some time and see if she really changes.
Sarah? Jack? Hello. I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Hello, Karen. This is unexpected.
Hey, Mom, what brings you here?
I have something I'd like to talk about. Would you listen to me for a few minutes?
Sure. Go ahead. We're listening.
I've been thinking a lot over this past week. About everything that happened, about how I've been acting. I finally understand how terrible my actions were. I was so caught up in my own beliefs that I couldn't see how much harm I was causing. I'm so sorry for putting Emma's life at risk, for ignoring her feelings. I truly regret everything. My behavior was inexcusable.
Mom.
So, I decided to educate myself about allergies. I've been reading medical journals, joining online support groups, even talked to a few doctors. It really is a scary condition. My ignorance caused all this trouble. I had no idea how serious food allergies could be.
Karen.
And all those things I said about wanting a boy, not being happy about a girl, being bored, that was absolutely awful of me. I'm ashamed of myself. Each grandchild is precious, regardless of gender. Emma is a wonderful little girl, and I was too blind to see it. I was such an idiot. Can you ever forgive me?
Karen, I never expected to hear you say all this. It's a lot to take in.
Mom, I'm honestly surprised. This doesn't sound like you at all.
You know, I actually joined a support group for families dealing with allergies in our community. It's been eye-opening. Listening to their stories made me realize how ignorant I've been, how much unnecessary stress I've been causing you all. From now on, I want to better understand Emma's allergies and support her. I want to be a grandmother she can rely on. Of course, only if you'll allow me to. I understand if you need more time.
Karen.
Mom, you're really trying to change, aren't you? This seems sincere.
Yes, though it might be too late. I know I've caused a lot of damage.
To be honest, Karen, I still can't fully trust you. You've hurt us too many times. But I can see that you're making an effort. That means something. Maybe we can work on rebuilding our relationship little by little. It won't be easy, but if you're truly committed to a change, we can try.
Yeah, we can't go back to how things were right away. We can move forward slowly, one step at a time.
Really? Thank you so much. I promise I won't let you down this time.
But you have to promise me something. This is non-negotiable. Never put Emma's life at risk again. Not even as a joke or a test. And respect her family's decisions, even if you don't agree with them.
Of course. I promise. Absolutely. Emma's safety comes first, always.
And Mom? From now on, let's all work together to manage Emma's allergies. No more undermining our efforts or questioning our methods.
Yes, of course. If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. I want to learn and be supportive.
All right. Well, how about we start with something small? Would you like to come over this Sunday? We're planning to make some egg-free and gluten-free treats with Emma. It could be a good opportunity for you to see how we manage her diet and still make delicious food.
Really? I'd love to. That sounds wonderful. I'll do my best. I'm looking forward to baking with Emma. Maybe she can teach her old grandma a thing or two about allergen-free cooking.
Sounds great. It'll be fun for everyone. It's a good first step.
Yes, let's make this a new beginning. A fresh start for all of us.
Thank you, Sarah and Jack. You're being more understanding than I deserve. I'll work hard to truly become a part of this family. The kind of grandmother Emma deserves.
Karen, let's do our best together. For Emma's sake. And for all of us.
That's right. This is the real start of our family. All of us, together.
After that day, Karen truly changed. She became passionate about learning about allergies and always put Emma's safety first. She attended allergen awareness classes, learned to cook allergen-free meals, and even started volunteering at a local food allergy support group. The family bonds grew stronger over time. Karen's efforts to educate herself and change her behavior didn't go unnoticed. Sarah and Jack acknowledged her progress and gradually rebuilt their trust. They started including her more in family activities, always with clear boundaries and expectations. Emma was able to enjoy a good relationship with her grandmother, free from the tension and danger that had existed before. Karen became one of Emma's strongest advocates, fiercely protecting her from potential allergen exposure and educating others about the seriousness of food allergies. The whole family found a new level of happiness together. Sunday baking sessions became a beloved tradition, with Karen, Sarah, and Emma experimenting with new allergen-free recipes. Jack marveled at the positive change in his mother and the newfound harmony in his family. Through this experience, they all learned valuable lessons. Karen learned the importance of listening, empathy, and putting others' needs before her own preferences. Sarah and Jack learned about the power of setting firm boundaries and the possibility of genuine change. And Emma grew up knowing she was loved and protected by her whole family. The journey wasn't always easy. There were setbacks and moments of doubt, but with patience, communication, and a shared commitment to Emma's well-being, they forged a stronger, more understanding family unit. In the end, what started as a story of conflict and misunderstanding became a testament to the power of love, education, and personal growth. The Mill from Hell transformed into a loving, supportive grandmother, and the family found a happiness they never thought possible.